What's good, guys? This is Captain Awesome, and today we are continuing with the Phoenix 2024 series, picking up where we left off after issue number 6. So we are going to be covering issues 7 and 8. So we pick up where we left off with the team of Phoenix, Nova, Captain Marvel, SIF and ROCKET RACCOON, who are currently in deep space. SIF is explaining to them how Thanos has been able to avoid Phoenix all this time throughout the galaxy using the Warlock's Eye. So she explains to them what the Warlock's Eye is, basically telling them that it's an artifact that grants the world powerful mind control abilities, and that it was under Asgardian protection until recently. Obviously, Thanos somehow got his hands on it. I'm sure more than likely that our gods had a hand in this. So Sif tells them that she swore not to leave her post at the Bifrost, but if Thanos is using the Warlock's Eye to solidify his control of the galaxy, he's even more dangerous than normal, and obviously she can't just leave that to happen. And Nova, still reeling from the effects of the Warlock's Eye, it's just like he needs to take a break. But ROCKET RACCOON is just like a break. The entire universe is being mind controlled by Thanos, and he might hold the key to finding him, but he needs a break. Nova does need to catch a break. That's the crazy thing to go to, just having your mind being controlled by someone else. So he tells Rocket, I had Thanos in my mind, and now Jean is digging around in there, so don't start with me, rabbit. See, what Rocket hates the most is being called any species of animal, rabbit, raccoon. He does not like that. And he's just like, oh, I never heard the jokes about Earth mammals before. Real original space boy. But Jean comes in to mediate on their argument and tells both of them that she asked them to be part of the mission for a reason. She needed ROCKET RACCOON's technical expertise, as Thanos might be communicating telepathically, but his generals, the Black Order, would not be. And Nova has the most knowledge of the cosmos than anyone she's ever met. Obviously, Sif would have the understanding of Asgardian history, and her sword would come in handy in equal measure, as she is now the guardian of the Bifrost. And as usual, Carol is obviously the muscle of the crew, aside from Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is obviously stronger, but Carol is also strong in her own right. And she kind of glazes Carol, telling her that she's the best tactician she's ever met, which is a lie. Carol is not a good tactician in my opinion. In fact, I think she sucks at it, and Civil War 2 proved exactly that point. Carol is just like, I'm going to quote you on that, just FYI. But as much as she loves the flattery, Jean is the one in charge, and she brought them together, and it's their best chance of locating Thanos. Jean continues, right now I'm not sensing any remnants of Thanos in Nova's mind, which means this Warlock's Eye is covering his tracks. We need a different way to locate the Mad Titan. Carol obviously confused us all. It's like, how can the Warlock's Eye block the most powerful psychic in the universe? And Sif says as the exposition character that the writers used to explain to us, telling the team and us of course that the Eye was created by magics older than Asgard itself. As far as she knows, its limits haven't been reached, if it has one. And Carol's like, we can't get to the Eye if we can't find Thanos. But Jean says, there's one more option, someone who might be able to tell us where Thanos is. And Carol is like, who? And Jean tells her ADANI. I'd recommend you check out the video I did covering issue 6, I'll link that at the top. But just as a little help for those who are watching to understand, ADANI is someone who is pissed at Jean, and it's not for a good reason, but she's pissed at Jean and she's helping Thanos and the Dark Gods in their plan. So Jean tells them that she's been forming a psychic link with ADANI in her dreams. Obviously, she can communicate with her from however far away they are in the galaxy. And Jean reaches out and tells ADANI that she knows that she sensed at the edges of her mind. When she helped block out the voices and protect ADANI's mind, something inside of both of them remained connected. And ADANI rebuttals that she should then disconnect it. But Jean is like, she is the one holding on to it, and that she's holding up because a part of her wants to trash Jean, a part of her that craves the childhood that was stolen from her. She can help her sever the connection if that's what she would like, but first, Jean wants ADANI to see her entire life, her experiences that have brought her to this point. So she reveals to ADANI her entire past, from when her powers first manifested, her joining Xavier's School for Gifted Children, becoming part of the X-Men, her death and subsequently becoming the Phoenix, and obviously the great pain and suffering she caused during her time as the Dark Phoenix. She continues, everything she is and all that she knows and feels, she needs ADANI to understand. And ADANI is like Jean Grey, the Phoenix, a woman of limitless power and immeasurable pain. She tells Jean she is not a hero herself. But Jean continues to tell her, and you shouldn't have to be, but you are our last option for finding Thanos. You only need to tell me where. And ADANI is just like, I can't tell you. So Jean just says she understands and she thanks ADANI for her help. So she disconnects. ROCKET RACCOON asks, did the kid turned sword-wielding adults tell her where they could find Thanos? Jean is like, no, she couldn't tell me. Rocket Raccoon, always having a sarcasm, is like, great, so it didn't work. But Jean just tells him it did work. She couldn't tell me, so she showed me instead. She knows where they are going and she has a plan. So then we move to Thanos' Black Order, who were recalled from their position. And Proxima Midnight, a member of the Black Order, asks why they've been recalled, to which he is told Thanos did not give the orders for them to abandon the post. But she tells him that the Black Order received urgent communications to return immediately. Corvus Glaive is like, that's not possible. Their communication systems must be malfunctioning. But Rocket Raccoon pops in and tells them that he had actually hacked their systems and replicated Thanos' voice, who he calls the big fearful idiot, and that could be the reason why they are back. Corvus obviously not wanting to hear any of that and realizing that they've been giving away orders for them to kill Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon fires at them as the rest of the team come in to support him. SIF jumps right into the action as Rocket Raccoon and Nova are arguing, and she's just like, it's time to get into the fight. Get your heads in, guys. Rocket Raccoon never the one for, the action is just like, words live by SIF. I'll handle Ebony more and his little magic tricks. They just get to scrapping. Nova gets his hits in, SIF gets a hits in. Nova is for some reason not happy that he's fighting Black Dwarf out of all the Black Order members. And while they are scrapping, Corvus Glaive tries to run away. But Captain Marvel interrupts him, telling him not to try and warn Thanos because they are going to kick his ass regardless, and that would ruin their plans. So we then see Thanos, who is from an outpost looking at the battle going down. He's like, that was clever, Rocket Raccoon. Using my voice to get my generals to abandon their position. It weakens my stronghold to remove them from the field. And as he's there going over his battle strategy, Phoenix just comes right in and blasts with some of the Phoenix Force energy. Thanos recalls, but he's not really affected by that. And he says as he looks to the threat coming towards him that the next logical course of action would be to isolate him and attack the Warlock's Eye directly, as he blasts Phoenix with energy from the Warlock's Eye. And it seems to be draining her for some reason. He explains to her what exactly he's doing with the Warlock's Eye. The Phoenix is life and creation, but he serves death, and that he's going to destroy the universe. The rest of the team watching what is happening from below are obviously confused, and Rocket Raccoon is like, I don't like that. Captain Marvel tries to fly in to save Phoenix, but she's blasted and lands on the ground. Rocket Raccoon and Nova also give it a try, but they are unsuccessful for some reason and are blasted away as well. So Thanos continues, you believe that your powers would be enough to defeat me, and most likely, you were correct. On the battlefield, I might not succeed against the Phoenix, but what happens when life incarnate becomes irrevocably corrupted by death? A void that will cancel out all of existence. Phoenix tries to concentrate and focus her mind, so whatever Thanos is trying to do fails. Life and death, vying for control inside one vessel, inside me, and I'm trapped, paralyzed, as these forces begin to devour existence itself. Thanos used the Phoenix Force, and I rolled right into his trap. But if I could stop being the vessel, I am the Phoenix is me. By the power of the Phoenix, if I could move the abilities and stop Thanos from channeling the Warlock's Eye through me, the only person I can reach physically right now is you, ADANI. And it's too dangerous. I could never ask you. And ADANI is like, it's the only choice, let me help. So Jean lets go of the Phoenix powers. And ADANI is like, give me the powers of the Phoenix, and Thanos will lose control. So obviously this falls Thanos' plans and he's confused, but before he can react, SIF jumps in and stabs the Warlock's Eye, and Captain Marvel punches him to the ground. Thanos tells them, giving up your powers to stop the Warlock's Eye. It was a good move, an unpredictable one. Perhaps the only move you had on the board, and though you bested me, you created your own worst enemy. As ADANI flies to their location, Jean tells ADANI, who is now here, that you can't keep these powers, ADANI. They will destroy you. And ADANI is just like, this doesn't feel like distraction. In fact, this is the best I've ever felt. But Jean just pulls the Phoenix Force back into her, because obviously Jean is the Phoenix. You can't just steal the powers, at least not the current Phoenix. She's just way too above her weight class. But ADANI tries to fight back and also keep the powers of the Phoenix, and it causes a ray of light which transports both of them to somewhere I don't exactly know. I trusted ADANI because I wanted to believe that I could prevent the very same things that happened to me, to save a child from corruptive pain. But no matter how hard I try, I can't escape the past. And we get to see that where she's been transported to is the blue area of the moon, and that concludes the events of issue 7. But we jump right into issue 8. We see her behind the controls of the space shuttle which they tried to save in the initial Uncanny X-Men run, issue number 100. All that stuff happened and she became the Dark Phoenix. But it seems she has been sent back in her memories or time, I'm not sure. But we get some monologue from her again, because to be honest, it happens very frequently with this Phoenix run. Jean has a lot of inner monologue. The last time I got behind the controls of the space shuttle, I thought it was the end. And yet, my only thoughts were on the ship's cargo, the people alive sitting in the back of the shuttle, with only me as a barrier between them and lethal waves of radiation. This time I know better, and I know this wasn't the end, it was only the beginning. And it seems the Phoenix speaks to her, this was the beginning, but not the beginning, Jean. And she's pulled to another location altogether. The Phoenix continues, the beginning is nothing. Before the cosmos took form, we were a flicker in the darkness, a manifestation of the universe's yearning for life. From the first thoughts that echoed through the emptiness, we were there, a garden of creation, a catalyst for evolution. All life emerges from our flames, and so too all life shall return to them. We are the cycle of life itself, the promise that from every ending comes a new beginning. We are the Phoenix. So Jean continues, we were facing Thanos. The powers of the warlocks I clashed with my own, and we created a void that threatened to erase the universe. And the Phoenix just says until, and Jean continues, I released the powers of the Phoenix to another, a child named ADANI, in order to break the hold of the warlock's eye. And now I am fractured. But the Phoenix rebattles, so we see someone else is here, and it's none other than Beast. And it's like, I recognize this place from the Avengers files. It's called the Blue Area of the Moon. These ruins reach deep beneath the lunar surface, and somehow, there's an Earth-normal environment extending all through them. Jean is like Beast. Obviously, she's wondering how he's here. But we see that it's not only him, but also the X-Men who are here. So Jean kind of confused. It's like they didn't have to be here, but they chose to be for me. So obviously, this is a past event which happened prior to the events of the current Phoenix run. The X-Men stood by my side in trial by combat against the Shirai Imperial Guard. I live in these moments too often, but something is very different. The X-Men aren't here to fight the Imperial Guard. They are here to fight the Dark Phoenix. The Phoenix has altered this memory because it wants to remind me that all power comes at a cost. So we move back to ADANI, who is still in possession of the Phoenix Force, meaning Jean wasn't able to completely take back the powers, and she's battling some creatures of some sort. I don't know what they are, but Perrikus calls the Brood. He tells ADANI that she is the one who can destroy them, but she's like, there's too many. Perrikus told me that true power isn't something you believe in, but something you wield. The Phoenix, she showed me that limitless power can come with immeasurable pain. But for me, when I felt the powers of the Phoenix anchor themselves within me, latching onto the very depths of my soul, I felt freedom. And she just eviscerates the entire Brood using the powers of the Phoenix. She's kind of shocked with what she was able to do as she asks Perrikus if they are gone. But Perrikus tells her, the Brood appeared because you didn't listen to me, ADANI. If the Phoenix memories now exist as echoes inside of you, then you have the potential to create something far worse than the Brood if you become distracted. But she tells him, I did exactly what you told me, Perrikus, but it's still not working. And he goes on to lecture her, you shouldn't have let the Phoenix take any of her powers back. You had it, all of it, and now whatever is left is but a fraction. And she's just like, no, I didn't let her do anything. I tried to hold on. I tried to keep the powers from, as she accidentally blasts Perrikus away. Perrikus tells her, it's your emotions. I've been telling you to focus on the wrong thing, ADANI. You need to focus on your emotions, how you are feeling. And she just questions him, and that's to help us bring back your home, the Shadow Realm. And he just says to her, if you're angry enough, yes. As he tries to attack her to obviously provoke that reaction that will do what they are seeking to do. But then we move back to the team who are looking for Jean out in space. Rocket Raccoon is trying to shoot at the Phoenix for some reason, but Nova is like, stop firing. Rocket tells him that he was trying to break through whatever kind of flame cocoon the Phoenix was in. Nova is like, it hasn't budged in hours. This time wasn't going to be any different, Rocket. So obviously this wasn't the first time he shot it. And Rocket is just like, not like you've proposed any ideas for how to get Jean out of there. At least not ideas that might hurt her. Rocket is just like, that thing out there isn't Jean. It's a ball of fire and energy and psychic stuff. Does that look like Jean to you? Nova is like, kind of, yes. And he tells Nova that he should have gone with Captain Marvel to help free the Galactic Council after Thanos' attack. Or maybe SIF could have used someone to help her guard the Bifrost. Better than babysitting Jean's psychic cocoon with Nova. I really don't get why Rocket Raccoon and Nova don't get along, because they are very alike if you ask me, in the kind of jokes and humor they have and a lot of other stuff. Nova thinking of how they can solve the situations like caterpillars use a cocoon to protect themselves while they transform into butterflies. What if Jean won't come out of the cocoon until she's ready? And Rocket is like, that would also insinuate that she's transforming. And Nova is like, but transforming into what? Go back to Jean's inner world again as the Dark Phoenix is attacking the X-Men. When a being of great will and power calls out to the cosmos, I answer their cries, not as a savior, but as a mirror to their true potential. I offer them my flames, my power, so they might rise beyond what they are. But Jean tells this inverted version of the Phoenix that not all can handle the flames. I know this better than most. I opposed you, opposed my nature, and allowed the worst parts of me to become consumed by fire. To which the inverted Phoenix says, but then you learn the truth. We are one. We are everything. I sacrificed myself because I thought it was the only option to control the powers of the Phoenix. Is that what you want? For me to do it again? Is that what you want? When I became Dark Phoenix, I didn't understand the power that was inside of me. I feared it, and that fear created the Dark Phoenix. But now I've found balance with this power. But the Dark Phoenix goes on to say, but have you found peace? To which Jean just says, how can I find peace with the things you've done? The things we have done? The Dark Phoenix says to her, you want so badly to redeem yourself, but you believe redemption doesn't exist. I don't. Not for me. Not for what I've done and the people I've harmed. I don't deserve peace and redemption. To which this hallucination or construct of the past X-Men team tell her, then how can you be a hero? You can't help others until you help yourself, Jean. I tried so hard to be more than my past, to do enough good to balance out what I did, but it will always follow me, even to the deepest reaches of space. I hear the voices of all those who died every single time I close my eyes. But Storm continues, you will never be able to outrun or outfight your past, Jean. We all have hurricanes in our souls, but that power can be harnessed. So when Jean says, maybe, it's not about erasing the darkness, but using it. That is the true power of the Phoenix. The unified form of the Phoenix continue, the power to transform, not the world, but yourself. As you move back to ADANI, who is finding it hard to control the remnants of the Phoenix power she still has. And Perrikus is just going all out on her, but it's not working, as he just imposes his physical power on her, trying to get her to react to what Perrikus is doing. But Perrikus is interrupted by the Dark Gods. And then we move back to Rocket and Nova again, as Jean finally blasts out of the cocoon. I am the Phoenix, and I am eternal. From the ashes of every world I touch, new life will always rise. I am the guardian of the cosmic balance, the keeper of the flame that ensures the universe remains ever in motion, ever alive, and I will extinguish any threat that dares to challenge the sanctity of existence. As you see her pop out in a completely new form altogether, it's a cool look. I like the black water flames. It's very cosmic, very majestic. But that, folks, is where we end Phoenix issue number 8. I do like the way the villains are written in the story and how Thanos has proceeded so far. He's very strategic, like we all know Thanos to be. And guys, I have to be honest, too much of Discovery stuff. They did it in issue 6, issue 5. When does Jean ever stop self-introspection and actually get to the action, bro? I just think that it needs less self-introspection and more use of the characters, delving into them, not only just Jean Grey. But I do have to say, I'm really getting fed up with all the Phoenix introspection. But aside from that, I really do like this Phoenix run, especially with the characters that they've incorporated in the story and where the story has been going so far. I want to know your thoughts as well. What did you think? Was it cool? Just let me know your thoughts, guys. I have some mixed feelings on some parts of the run so far, but I do overall think it's good. As always, guys, do all the good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, this has been Captain Awesome. Until next time, stay awesome, guys.